Hip-hop has been around for a very long time, obvious statement I know, and for just about as long, remixes of popular rap songs have also existed. And today, I'll be telling you 10 remixes of rap songs that I feel to be better than the original versions. These aren't the best ones of all time, exactly, just ones that I think were either slightly or way better than the originals. Now, my definition of remix, for this video anyway, is when new vocals are added to a rap song that already exists. And for most of these examples, extra features are added to the songs as well. I will not be counting songs that have the same vocals but are remix beats, so just keep that in mind. So with all that being said, guys, let's jump straight into today's top 10. This is CDTV Productions, and let's get right into this list. At number 10, we have Kanye West with the Diamonds from Sierra Leonne remix featuring Jay-Z.
Track the Indian dance to bring our rain back. What's up with you and Jay, man? Are y'all okay, man?
Yep, I got it from here, yeah, damn. The chain remains, the gang is intact.
Both versions of this song are fantastic in their own right, but I'd take the remix just slightly over Kanye's solo version of the song. I think I like Kanye's new verse on this track better than on the original song, and Jay-Z and Kanye just gel together pretty well. Jay's voice sounds great over this beat, and he takes a less serious tone with his verse, opting for a more braggadocio style one. I thought Jay brought a fantastic verse here, and it definitely adds more replay value to this track. I haven't liked much that I've heard from Jay-Z recently, but I definitely need to dive deeper into his earlier albums that took place around this time. And at number 9, we have DJ Khaled with the All I Do Is Win remix featuring T-Pain, Diddy, Busta Rhymes, Nicki Minaj, Rick Ross, Fabolous, Jadakiss, Fat Joe, and Swizz Beatz. What a guest list.
Yo, every time I come, I gotta know a nigga come to get a lot of money when I'm in the building and I come to say there ain't no motherfucking body. Better. Okay. Niggas know I got it when I hit you with the pitter-patter.
I do have to admit, there are some weak verses on here, especially the verse that is actually rapped by DJ Khaled. It's pretty funny and further supports my theory that Khaled's whole personality is fabricated for publicity, because I doubt he even thinks this verse was good. It was funny though. Busta Rhymes is the main attraction here, and he does some chopper flowing that is incredible to listen to. Fast rapping just sounds so good when Busta does it because of his really thick voice. Fabolous also has a very solid verse, and I like Diddy more than I usually do on this one. The reason I preferred this over the original is also because I only really listened to that original one for Ludacris's verse. I do love Snoop Dogg and all, but I don't think his verse was that great on the original song. At number 8, we have Lil Wayne with the Shit remix, which was originally by Future.
Don't your bitch on my future shit. I'm too legit. I sleep on a crucifix. I wake up cranky, turn into a lunatic.
His voice sometimes gets annoying on this track, but Wayne actually spits pretty damn well over this, and autotune always works pretty well with his voice in my opinion. I thought it was gonna be bad until about 35 seconds in, when the beat drops and it really just picks up. Wayne's rhyme scheme is dope after that, and he has pretty good lines all around on this one. I'd really love if Wayne was this focused on his next project. I felt this to be much better than the original track by Future, which I wasn't really a huge fan of due to Future's voice and his broken up flow. And at number 7, we have Futuristic with King's Speech, which is a remix of Queen's Speech 4 by Lady Leisure. Or Lady Leisha, I don't know how you say it, leave me alone.
Know that I am the best, there's something I need to confess. What's that? I still use an iPhone 5, but somehow I got success. I be out in Cali in the valley making money, do my Dougie cause it's funny, simple oddity with honey.
This is one of the only choices on here where I hated the original track. Lady Leisha's voice gets on my nerves so badly, and I just can't stand her accent. I've never really been a fan of UK rap, and I hate all the UK slang, so it just really wasn't for me. The beat was nice though, so I was pretty happy when I saw that Futuristic remixed it. He has some pretty good lines on here. I especially liked when he said, I still use an iPhone 5, but somehow I got success. You know, like success, 6S. I thought that was pretty clever. And he has a nice fast rapping segment on here, which always sounds great from Futuristic. I just found this version to be much more funny, better sounding, and just a better track overall. At number 6, we have Ace Hood with the Bugatti remix, featuring DJ Khaled, Meek Mill, Wiz Khalifa, T.I., French Montana, 2 Chainz, Future, and Birdman.
Think I'm Marley, got so much ink on my body, brought so much drink to the party, I fell asleep and woke up in a new Bugatti.
I already loved the original version of Bugatti, which I liked back when it was released, even though at the time I only listened to underground rap. So for me, this remix would have to be pretty good for me to prefer it over the original song. And yeah, it was a pretty good remix. There were a couple bad verses on here, such as the ones from Birdman and French Montana, but for the most part, the rest of the rappers brought something new and fun to the track. My favorite verse on here was definitely T.I.'s. He pretty much owned this track. Ace Hood also brought 2 new verses here, which flowed very well. It was pretty good overall. At number 5, we have Labrinth with the Earthquake All-Star remix featuring Tinie, Tempah, Kano, Wretch 3-2, and Busta Rhymes.
Came back like a graduate, now everybody's scared, cause the damage that I done with 2 songs is probably more than the album did. Be afraid, be afraid.
As I mentioned before, I'm really not a fan of UK rap in the slightest, so that makes it even more of an achievement that this song made it on here. One thing I can appreciate about the UK is that most rappers from there use wordplay all the time. That can be seen a lot here on Kano's and Wretch 3-2's verses. I was also surprised to hear Labrinth rap on this one, as I mostly only heard him sing before, and he actually rapped very well. I also probably like this a bit more because it did feature one rapper out of America with Busta Rhymes. Busta kills his short verse on here and he manages to steal the show. I was also a big fan of Tinie Tempah's verse, which was apparently supposed to be his verse for the original version of the song Earthquake, but Labrinth told him to tone it down so it would be more acceptable for radio play. So it's great to hear what he was gonna go with in the first place. And at our number 4 spot, we have ASAP Ferg with the Work remix featuring ScHoolboy Q, Trinidad James, French Montana, and ASAP Rocky.
Coochie down to the socks like I'm Biggie Papa. Baby. Keep your girl head in my Tommy boxes.
The beat was already great on this track, but it sounds like Ferg is having way more fun on this version than in the original. I didn't really feel the original of this at all, as Ferg sounds best when he's just being a weird dude, and he was too normal sounding on the original version. Here he's definitely just having a much more fun time recording it, and it's just almost like energizing to listen to. I also love ScHoolboy's verse on here, and Rocky is great too. The only huge negative is this features French Montana, who just manages to sound the same on every single song. I really can't stand him. However, I can bear his verse because the rest of the song is pretty damn good. Trinidad James was actually kinda entertaining on here too for me, which surprised me. And at number 3, we have the Good Music remix of Chief Keef's I Don't Like, featuring Pusha T, Kanye West, Big Sean, and Jadakiss.
They wanna find me now, breathing like they found Mike. A girl that run her mouth only out of spite, but I never hit a woman, never in my life.
I wasn't a massive fan of Chief Keef's version of this song, but the beat and hook made it insanely hype. Even if I don't like his verses, Chief Keef can make great hooks, so I was happy when I found out there was a remix of it with much more bearable rappers. The way Pusha T started this instantly drew me in, and his verse was definitely the standout one on here. Kanye just did Kanye stuff on here, and I loved it, especially those whoa and a ad-libs between his lines. It was such a fun song where each rapper didn't really take themselves too seriously, and I have to mention again, that beat is just insane. I didn't like Jadakiss too much on here because his voice just feels a bit too rough for me, but he's not a bad rapper by any means. Overall though, I thought this was fantastic. And at number 2, we have the Black Hippie remix of That Part, featuring Kendrick Lamar, Ab-Soul, J-Rock, and ScHoolboy Q, also known collectively as Black Hippie.
Wild Irish rose, still rock swap me designer clothes. Black Mecca living in my mattress. Make 100 rags do a backflip. Might go Uncle Luke on them hoes.
If you know of this track, I don't even have to remind you of how hard Kendrick came on this one. His rhymes were exceptional, and as I've said before, I don't even know if everything he said made sense, but I don't care because it sounded so good. Apart from Kendrick, J-Rock had my favorite verse on here. His rhyme scheme was dope, and he had some really catchy flows. I would have to say Absol was my least favorite on here, but he was not bad by any means. And then of course, ScHoolboy brought an amazing verse which I thought was much better and less repetitive than his verses on the album version of that part. Black Hippie is just one of my favorite rap groups out there right now, and I'd really love if they would do a studio album at some point in the near future. The combination of Kendrick, J-Rock, ScHoolboy and Solo is almost godly, and I want to hear even more music from them. And at number 1, maybe it's only at number 1 because it's new and I love it right now, but we have Joyner Lucas with Mask On, which is a remix of Future's song Mask Off.
Mask off, running the back door, blast y'all, hats off, what is you mad for? I catch y'all, smash y'all, don't mean to laugh hard, but are you funny to me? None of you niggas half far. You running coming for me, but you never can last long. You don't mean nothing to me, and I come with some shit that I make you.
This is at number 1 because it's the whole reason why I decided to make this list. I heard this track and it was so mind-blowing that I think it may have topped Joyner's Panda remix, which would be on here by the way, but it would be unfair to put 2 of his songs on this list and I want to keep it varied. Joyner always seems to take shots at the rap game, and it's no different here, as he says he'll crash Lil Yachty's boat and surprisingly takes a shot at Logic. The line may have been slightly unnecessary, but I can't deny what he was saying. In my opinion, Joyner is a much better rapper, and Logic did have quite a weak verse on Sriracha. I know he was touring at the time, but it was still a weak verse. This was so much better than the original cut, as I thought Future was pretty bad on it, and I didn't find the beat to be as special as everyone else said it was. However, I've been listening to this track non-stop since it came out. It was incredibly impressive, and of course Joyner ripped it up with yet another speed rapping segment on here, and also where he just angrily raps it at the end. It's beautiful. I can't wait for his album. I genuinely can't wait. He is one of the most underrated rappers out there right now. I definitely cannot wait to see what Joyner remixes in the future. Well guys, that's going to be it for the video today. I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and please leave a like if you did, share it if you want to help it get out there, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. You can follow me on Twitter, Snapchat and Instagram under the handle CDTV Productions. You can find me on everything under that name. And yeah guys, I'll have a slightly different video coming on Friday. It's not going to be an albums ranked and it's not going to be a worst rappers in the game. It's going to be something quite interesting to switch it up, so I hope you guys are looking forward to that one. And yeah, I don't want to use up too much time talking here, so I hope you guys all enjoyed the video, and I will see you all in the next one. Let me know your favorite rap remixes in the comments below. Let me know if there's any you feel I missed. As I said, these aren't my favorite remixes of all time. They're just ones that were better than the original. That's all I've got to say, guys. This is CDTV Productions, signing out.